Hello everyone and welcome back to Python programming. In our previous videos we learned about basic data types and loops, and in today's video we're going to be incorporating those to create our first ever Python project. So for our first ever project we're going to be creating a simple form that will help us take the information from a user for any personal usage, for any registration or anything like that. So let's get started. First of all, we need to create a title screen for our form. Now there are two ways we can do this. We can use tKinter, or we could just use the basic things that we learned up until today. So today we're just going to be using the print commands and the data types prompts, those functions, to create a form. First of all, we're going to add a title using the print command. Let's say we will print out a form that says registration form. This may be a registration form for anything from an application, from t-shirt sign up, everything like that. And to make it more lucrative, we're going to add these equal signs on either sides of the text to make it more cinematic. There we have placed these equal signs on both sides. We're going to place a little space between our text, so it looks. Now if we run the command, you'll see that it prints out this line here, which looks better and more center aligned than if we just printed out the text registration form. Now we will ask the user our first question, which is we will first try to determine their name. So we're going to use a variable called name, and since we're defining a string, we'll add a string and we'll ask for the user's input. And our prompt would be enter your name, a colon and a space to make it more user interactive. Similarly, we'll ask for the user's age. Since age is a number, we will be using the format of data known as int, or also known as integer, to take our input. And similarly, we will add enter your age. Since we ask the age, we will also ask for the user's date of birth, just for a more expanded theory on our research. So we're going to add a variable known as DOB. Or instead we could do a different way for the date of birth. Let's see, we want to print enter your date of birth. And then what we'll do is we'll ask each information individually. So the variable dd will be assigned to take the date, int, and we'll print out date. Similarly, we're going to be doing this for the month and the year. We're going to copy this down and paste it as mm, and we'll ask for the month. And again, we're going to ask for the year, and instead of this variable we'll use 4 y's in a row, and we will also ask for the year. So now DOB equals DD comma MM comma YYY. This will be assigned as one variable. Or we could just directly define it using a print command instead of adding a variable, which will be easier to run. Now let's say we want to get the user's email address, so we're going to add a variable called email, and once again we'll ask for a string, and we will ask the user to enter your email. Similarly, we'll ask for their cell number, which we'll define as a variable as phn, and since it's a number, we'll also take it as a string, since we're not exactly using this number for any calculation or anything like that. So we're going to add enter your cell number with country code. So now once we run the code, this will pop up and the user will actually enter their number using their country code. Now again, we're going to ask for the user's, say, address. So we will use a similar thing that we did with the date of birth. We're going to add a print command here, and we will add enter your address. And similarly, we will ask each and every information individually. So first of all, we're going to be asking them, let's say, their house number, their holding number. So let's say we'll add a variable as HSE. This will define the house number. And this will also be counted as a string, since we don't exactly need the address for any other external functions. So we're going to be adding a variable, say enter your, or we could just directly ask them the question like we did with the date of birth. So let's say house number. Similarly, we can just copy this for our next few functions. Let's say we want to know their street. So let's say we want to know which street they're on. We're going to be adding street. Now the string isn't actually necessary here because not all streets end in street numbers. It could be a name of a street. So let's say we're going to add street. Now let's say we want to know which county they're from. And last but not least, we'll ask for their city. And last, we will ask for their postal code, which we can use as a string number. It doesn't exactly matter here, so we'll just ask for their postal code. Now, similar with the date of birth, we can just print all these together, and then we'll get our user's address. So let's see, print, and we'll add all the variables that we included here. Just HSE, street, CNT, city. Make sure that you use the same case that you have assigned here, because Python is case sensitive. Here I've added a capital C. If I added a small c here, then the code will not recognize it as the same code. And last but not least, PS key. Pretty much this is all the information you really need for a regular form, but we'll ask, say, the user's profession, what they do for a living. So we're going to ask their occupation. This will be a string. Enter your occupation. And we've added about, say, 5 or 6 questions. Maybe this is enough for our code. We could use it for any we want. So we want to end off the code. Now we're just going to add a print and exit code. Exit, and we'll enter the code as thanks for entering appropriate information. Now that we've created a pretty basic form, then we can actually use this to take our information from the user. We're actually going to run the code, and we'll fill out the form that we created here. So let's say we'll ask for our name, we'll ask for our age, and then we'll ask for date of birth. Here we have used a step deviation to do that. So we're going to enter our date of birth. And then I'll ask for our email. And then it asks for our cell number with our country code. So we'll add our country code and our cell number. We'll ask for our address, and it will take a step to ask for our house number. We'll ask for our street, ask for our county, ask for our city, and I'll ask for our postal code. And last, we'll ask for our occupation. And this is the exit code that says thanks for entering appropriate information, and this is basically the closing sentence. and it says exit code 1. So this is basically the closing sentence that tells us that our information has been printed and done. Now we're going to add another modulation which prints out every information that we provided before this exit code. So let's say we want to print out every information that we entered. So we want to print the name, print the age, print the email, also want to print the occupation. So now if we run this code again with the similar information, you'll see that it actually printed out every information. We added very miscellaneous anonymous information here instead of any actual information, so it looks really weird, but this is how it would print out every single thing that we provided. So basically that's all there is about today's video. We showed how to create a very simple form without using tKinter in Python, and in our upcoming videos we'll talk about other projects such as simple calculators, mathematical operations, but till then stay tuned. Stay safe.